Hello everyone. So there is another storm threat for good portion of the eastern United States, even into the southeast for actually kind of starting right now. It's going to start to ramp up across lower portions of the Midwest tonight, but further east, as the storm develops, there will be a threat for snow and ice really far south. And will it come up the coast? Well, we're going to go over that. So this is the GFS, the American model. And what I want you to pay attention to is, I'll zoom this back out a little bit because you have to be able to see this entire map. Up here to the north across Canada, we're going to have another cold air mass coming down. There's going to be another strong upper level low that's going to track to the south and east into the northern portion of the U.S. over the next 24 hours. And I think that's going to be the key to where this storm goes. How far south and east does that upper low track? That's going to be the key to if it gets suppressed south or if there's enough room to come north. So let's go through. By the way, here's the piece of energy back across the western portion of the U.S. that creates the storm. And also from this last blizzard, this is the blizzard that moved through. Well, not for Long Island, New York City. It was more of a snow band last night. A single band of snow that dropped a couple of inches. So, not really a blizzard here. What happened with that is this, it tracked further south than expected. Way further south, actually. So, that, and there was dry air coming in from the north and west. There was a big dry slot that was keeping snow from forming across Long Island and New York City. So a lot of people were disappointed about that. And that's our error once again. So the thing I want you to keep in mind, though, is behind this there's a big cold air mass dropping in. So when this piece of energy comes to the south and forms a storm, your snow threat is going to be all the way down to the south. There will be snow, there's going to be ice. Places that have not gotten much snow this winter are going to be getting snow. It's going to be a real mess down across the mid-Atlantic and into portions of the southeastern United States. This is not a threat for New England, I think, and I'll explain why in a minute. So let's pay attention. Here's your piece of energy. Your upper low, you'll start to see it form and rotate and come down to the south as this piece of energy tracks to the south and east. So let's go through that. This is tonight. Monday morning. Okay, so you can see, pay attention right here. This piece, this is the upper low, and here's your piece of energy that forms the storm. Now, the key here is how far south and east does this track, and how fast does our piece of energy, this wave here that creates the storm will be on the southeastern end of the piece of energy here. Does this have enough time to round the bend and come up? And that's all going to depend on how far south and east this upper low comes, and actually how quick does this move. If this is too slow, then it's not going to come up. If it moves quick enough, then yes, it could come up to the north. So that's the key. So now we're on Monday night, so let's continue to watch here. Pay attention to this upper low. You're going to see it track to the south and east, and this wave is going to track a little bit to the north and east throughout the day on Tuesday. So here we go. Here's your upper low coming to the south and east. Okay, it tracks to the, and now your wave is all the way over northern portions of the Mid-Atlantic up towards southern New England. That's where your wave is, and your storm is going to be on the southeastern end of the wave, pushing to the north and east. Now, in the latest run of the GFS, it looks like this wave does move a little quicker, so the GFS has brought the wave a little further north, which could mean a little more snow further north. The snow threat could be shifted up to the north a little bit. However, I don't know. Last winter, and this is my thinking, last winter, at this time of year, actually, right around this time of year, what we started to have happen was we would have really cold air masses like this come down from the North Pole. You would have waves come, like this wave did, come from the west and come down to the south and form a storm, and almost every time this cold air mass would suppress the storm to the south. So what do I think? I think this storm is going to be suppressed to the south. That's my thinking. Not as much as some of those other storms were last year. Like, I think this is not going to be, it's not like there's going to be no snow across southern New England, Long Island, New York City. There's going to be some, but I don't think it's going to come far enough north to bring anywhere more than 5 inches to anywhere across southern New England, Long Island, New York City. I think it's going to be generally under 5 up there. Your heavy snow is going to be across the Mid-Atlantic, back towards the southeast, down towards the North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and Maryland, Delaware, southern New Jersey, and those will be the main places for the heavy snow. Alright, so the key is, again, how far south and east does this track, because this is going to continue to track to the south and east, as you see. See, it just continues. But your wave, if it can get out in front like the GFS shows, then maybe it could come further north. The NAM, the North American model, actually has trended slower and farther south with the storm. The European model is online with the GFS for a little bit further north as well. And the Canadian model also supports the GFS and the European model. So, at this point we would support, the models do support a track not all the way to the south, somewhere in between. But here's what I haven't come up with a snowfall map because my laptop's dead, so I haven't been able to create anything on PowerPoint. But we're going to take a look at the surface map and just kind of go over. Here's the blizzard that left. Here is the storm forming across the Gulf states here, and this isn't necessarily a strong storm. It's not a strong storm by any stretch of the imagination, but because it's over the Gulf, it has a lot of moisture to work with. So that's why there's going to be heavy snow. There's going to be a lot of moisture. It's not really about the strength of the wave. In fact, personally, I think the wave is very weak. So here we go. This is going towards Monday morning. You're starting to pick up snow across Kansas here. I'm sorry, not Kansas. Forget it. I'm not good with states back in here. I'm going to forecast for the east. That's where my main place is. So there's snow picking up here across the northern portions of the Midwest, and ice back towards Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas. There will be some ice in here. Let's go throughout the day on Monday. The storm starts to pick up. You start to pick up your moisture. Okay, now we're on Monday afternoon. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. So here's your low track. It's right across Mississippi here and Alabama, right across there. To the north of that, that's where your snow and ice is going to be. So your heaviest snow is going to be right across Tennessee, going up into Kentucky, and up some lighter snows across Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, southern portions there. Back into western portions of Virginia, this will continue to move, but Monday during the day, your main threat is going to be over here, and then southern Tennessee, northern portions of Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. Watch out for some ice and also some snow accumulation there as well. Okay, now as we get into Monday night, the storm tracks to the east and to the northeast, so your snow threat goes right across West Virginia, into D.C., Baltimore, Delaware, southern Jersey, and then back towards North Carolina, through Tennessee. This is where your heavier snow is going to be, primarily across Virginia, northern North Carolina, northern Tennessee, southern West Virginia, and southeastern Kentucky. That's where your heavier snow is going to be. Okay. Then the question is, what happens? Does the storm go out to sea, or does it come up to the north? And this is what we have for Tuesday morning. You can see that the GFS still has it too far south to bring much heavy snow to this area. Although if I was going to be concerned for a portion of southern New England, I would be concerned for central northern New Jersey, southeastern New York, Connecticut, southeastern Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. This would be the area that could pick up a heavy snowfall if this was to come far enough north. But I tend to think this is not a storm for New England at all. This is a storm for the Mid-Atlantic and further south towards Virginia and North Carolina and Tennessee. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over snowfall amounts. I'm going to improvise that I've come up with in my head because I didn't come up with a snowfall map. So what I'm thinking is anywhere from, I would say, central Tennessee going eastward through northern North Carolina, not central. Northern North Carolina is fine. Coming up through all of Virginia, through southern portions of Maryland. I'll put D.C. on the northern end of this this accumulation line here. Coming through northern Virginia, back through central West Virginia, and over towards Kentucky. This entire area here, I would put this entire area here. We're going to go with 6 to 12 inches of snow. So D.C. would be 6 to 12. Richmond would be 6 to 12. Northern North Carolina, 6 to 12. Northern portions of Tennessee, 6 to 12. Charleston, West Virginia, 6 to 12. Baltimore, I'm thinking 4 to 8. Memphis, Tennessee, the low is going to be right below you, so I'm worried about mixing. So Memphis, Tennessee, I like 4 to 8 inches. Raleigh, I like 3 to 6 inches for North Carolina. 3 to 6 inches there. Paducah, Kentucky, again, 4 to 8 inches of snow. Okay, further north, Baltimore, 4 to 8. I said that already, I believe. Dover, Delaware, 4 to 8 inches. Then as you get towards southern New Jersey, we're going to go 4 to 8 inches again. Philadelphia, 3 to 6. I think you're a little too far north to get more than 3 to 6. So we're going to go 3 to 6 for you. Southern portions of Pennsylvania, 3 to 6. Further north, central and northern New Jersey, Trenton, Atlantic City. Actually, no, Atlantic City we're going to put in the 3 to 6. Trenton on northward into New Jersey, into central Pennsylvania over here, 1 to 3 inches. New York City and Long Island, 1 to 3 inches. Except if this storm comes far enough north, I can see eastern Long Island getting 2 to 5 inches. So anywhere from, I would say, Nichols Road on eastward, and perhaps the south shores of Nassau and Suffolk counties could pick up 2 to 5 inches. But my forecast right now is for 1 to 3, because I think this is going to be suppressed to the south. Connecticut, most of Connecticut 1 to 3. Cape Cod, we're going to go 2 to 5. 2 to 5 inches. Okay? And then as the storm comes up, 1 to 3 right along the coast. Lower Hudson Valley, 1 to 3. Okay, that's the forecast at this point. I'm not going to be posting another video because I go back to school tonight. So check my Facebook page for updates, meteorologist who cried snow. Alright, and if the models start to show that the storm comes further up to the north, then we're going to have to watch, and I will up my snow totals. Alright, thanks for watching.